What's good, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Power 2 podcast presented by Get Defensive Sports Network. We are back and our regularly scheduled programming, largely, two hands to the chest, largely my fault. Life has been happening, including traveling and bachelor parties and school and things. So my schedule has been all over the place for the last couple of weeks, but hopefully we're back on track. As always, I'm your host Jordan. I'm here with my co-host DJ.
Yes. I mean, also, it's kind of been my fault too because I've been sick for like a week. So,
No one understands the pains of having to do a weekly podcast when you're having a bad week. Like when you're just like, oh, I would rather do anything, and it's like, but one day I would like to get paid off of this, so maybe I should do it. Trying to be professional here, but because of schedules and sickness and things, we will not dilly dally as we normally do. We're gonna get right into it because football. You don't dally or dilly.
I do not dilly or dally. I actually prefer to frolic.
Frolic, got it. Well, I do not. I don't think I'm a frolicker. But
you were frolicking at that bachelor weekend. That was giving very much frolic.
Well,
it was giving very much footloose and fancy free.
I'll let you have it. Football is happening.
Oh my gosh, we are 2 weeks into the college football season. What the heck is going on?
Well, I can tell you what's going on. Ohio State's the best team in the country, so that's great.
And that wasn't shocking to, I think, anybody involved.
Well, so here's, I will say this because we're not going to talk about Ohio State today at all. There's no point. We're not going to talk about them further since they got brought up. Like, they're not on the show plan.
They're not on the plan. They're not. No.
I was like, we're not going to talk about Ohio State, but Ohio State.
That's not Ohio State podcast, but Ohio State.
I was mildly surprised in that, as you know, and you can attest to, I thought we were going to be good, but I didn't think we were going to be the best team in the country. I thought we could get to the semifinals, whatever. Yeah. But then I'm watching these other teams, some of who we'll talk about today. And yes, it is early, of course, but I'm watching these other teams and I'm just like, oh, a lot of you look bad. Like Clemson, although we, DJ and Jordan, never believed in Clemson.
Don't.
Like Clemson, you look bad. Georgia, not spectacular. They have some things going on with their offense. Penn State was struggling for a little bit to score the ball. That's not great. So it's just like Texas. They already beat Texas. Arch Manning.
Is Arch Manning?
Yeah, he needs some time. He's a young quarterback. He needs some time.
Quarterback, which I would love to speak on because the overreactions of last week was something to behold. The overreactions on both sides was something to behold.
All right. Well, yeah. We'll you know what we'll do? Live on the show, we'll put our 2-minute drill back on here, and you can talk Arch Manning.
Oh God. Okay.
So, but overall, Ohio State's the best team in the country. That doesn't mean anything. That does not mean we'll win the national championship. I am not predicting a national championship, but it is nice to know that all of these other teams suck right now. So it's week 2. The NFL is happening right now. The first week of the NFL is happening. No coaches are getting fired. There's no major suspensions. It's just sort of regular stuff. There's no news, right? We're out of the summer, so there hasn't been any like playoff news. There's no realignment news. There's no news. So we're going to skip that and we're just going to get straight to ball. For those of you, it's been a year since we've done this in this format, so maybe we should break down what we do. So, as if you cannot tell, with this show coming out on Mondays, this is a review podcast. So we give news. We have our power sweep segment, which is where we do a sweep through last week's games, if you will. Our 2-minute drill, where if there are themes, there are topics, there are things outside of the games that we want to talk about in 2 minutes or less. 2-minute drill on the Power 2 podcast. Y'all get it. We have our screenplay, which is where although this is a review podcast, this is where we tell you what to pay attention to for the next week, what games you should watch. And in most cases, not all, but most cases, these games get added to our Power Sweep as a part of our review to sort of circle back. And then we end the show with our last 2-minute report, which is 2 minutes or less sometimes, hopefully, but almost never. Almost never.
20.
Right. Our last 2-minute report is where we get to take a break from In this case, college football or whatever the theme is, obviously, because this show changes mildly in the off season. But we take a break from college football and we get to talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about, whether it is sports or non-sports related. So, did I miss anything?
No, those are the vibes. Welcome.
Those are the vibes. Welcome. So we are going to get into our power sweep, and we are going to start with Illinois Duke, a game that I believe I talked about on this podcast. I know I talked about it on the other podcast, but we aren't speaking of her right now. Illinois Duke.
What? Wait, go ahead. Sorry.
Illinois Duke. Illinois is a team that we and many people are looking at with some questions as far as everyone wants to do the who's going to be the next Indiana thing. I do still think Indiana is going to be good. And for what we're really asking, what people are really asking is who is the team that you don't expect to make the playoffs is going to make the playoffs. That's going to go 11-1, 10-2, something like that and make the playoffs. And I, not the only one, have been beating the table for Illinois because they're bringing back a multi-year starter. They're bringing back a lot of their offensive linemen. A lot of the defense there, essentially, they did what Penn State did without the flashy toys, right? We know Penn State's roster better. We know some of those players better. We assume in some cases it being true that those players are better, but they did the same thing in that they brought back the majority of their roster to contend. And so one of the things that I mentioned with this game and one of the things that was really important is Duke is not a scrub. So if Illinois is going to be and Illinois also has a slightly easy schedule. So for Illinois, it was like, if we are going to believe that Illinois is a good team, and not a good team, a team that can make the playoffs, they have to beat Duke. If they lose to Duke or they really struggle, then it sort of maybe puts into question a little bit how good they can be. And what we saw in this game was Illinois and Duke fighting for their lives for a half. This game did give me some questions with Illinois. Specifically, they should play a left tackle. I know it looked like there was a left tackle out there, but seeing that he gave up 3 sacks in the first half to the same player, I'm not sure that he was physically on the field.
Oh, yes.
So they should consider having a left tackle. Like they should consider pass blocking. But when they figured out the pass blocking, they ended up routing Duke, who was also contributed to that. They were making some mistakes. They were doing some things. But I think Duke is going to be a good team. Duke has a good quarterback.
Turnovers. Jeez Louise.
Yes, not what you want to do. So, but a team that you want to make the playoffs, that you want to contend in the Big Ten, should beat a team like Duke. And you should capitalize on 5 turnovers. Which is what they did. So I think that is good for them. I think we should have eyes on Illinois. That final score was 45-19. And Illinois is a couple of weeks from their next big test, which is Indiana. If they beat Indiana, I may say they are almost guaranteed. Yes, if they beat Indiana, I would say they're almost guaranteed to make the playoffs because then I'm not sure that there are 2 losses left on their schedule. But ultimately, this was a fun game. Good game. Do you want to talk about a better game? A game that you saw some of in person, but the weather did not want you to succeed and be successful.
Oh, yeah. As soon as that rain started, she had to go. Okay, do you see my hair? I'm about to take it down. But the point is, double overtime happened.
Double overtime for Baylor, SMU.
Baylor and SMU.
As an SMU alum.
Yes.
How big of a rivalry is this? Like, is this your top rival? Is this just like okay, so who is your top rival? TCU?
TCU is still our.
Okay.
It's like the real rivalry with Baylor. Like there was a point where we played them every year, but that stopped a while ago. I think like at some point like in the early like 2000s or 2010s we played them every year, and then we didn't play them for some years, and now they're back on our schedules. It's definitely not like a rivalry per se, but like I mean a Texas school versus a Texas school is always going to kind of bring like those vibes, but it's not like culturally for us like a rivalry.
Okay. So obviously like outside of Texas, the sports media is like, big rivalry, and it's not that it's not, but I wanted to, from someone who's in it, I wanted to know how you felt about it. So
we don't feel any ways about it. I mean like I not to speak for the entire like population, it's just that the rivalry has kind of always been more directed towards TCU. But we knew that Baylor was going to be a fight. Like that there was no question. Like we were like, okay, like this is probably going to be a real actual. I mean, we started off against East Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So playing Baylor was obviously going to be the bigger situation. I think after that, I don't know if we play any more Texas schools now that I'm thinking, except for TCU. Anyway, yeah. What was great about this game is that we scored within the first 12 seconds, so that was really exciting. I don't think I've ever seen us score that fast. But these are the types of losses that I just hate. Like, that's really all I can say is these are the types of losses that I just hate, because at one point it felt like we were in control. And then we lost by 3.
Yeah. No, I get it. I do. And it sucks because you missed a field goal in the second overtime.
Yep.
And that would have led to a third overtime about college kickers. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Missing field goals as a concept. And if you don't know, if you're new here, I will explain very, very quickly. Don't miss field goals.
Just don't.
Don't do it. When it's your only job, like, that's insane to me. And I'm not going to sit here and act like kicking is easy, because kicking is not easy. I think there's a weird misconception that being a kicker is an easy job. It's not an easy job. It is just probably one of the most specialized on the football team. So when you quite literally don't do anything else, it would behoove you to make field goals, especially if you have like aspirations of being a professional kicker. Because at this point, as a professional kicker, at this rate, especially the last couple of years, your ass better be able to kick a 60 yarder. Like, that's where we're at the NFL level. Like, your ass better be able to kick at least over 50 at this point. So come on.
For sure over 50. And I just watched. It's funny that you mentioned 60 specifically, because I just watched the Steelers. Yeah, and I was watching that game. I caught the end of it. Justin Fields was balling, which is like, oh, hey, like, when you give him a good team, he can play. Like, I've never been the one to say that Justin Fields is going to be a top 5 quarterback. I've not even said top 10, but like 11 to 15, you can win with him. And that, what, I'm not going to get on the Justin Fields rant. There would be enough time in the season for that.
About Justin Fields,
there would be enough time to let my feelings be known about Justin Fields. Yes. OSU legend Justin Fields. Yes. For those of you who didn't know,
the Steelers did win off of a 60-yarder, but like,
yes,
even in the preseason, they were booting 50, 55,
yes.
57 yard field goals. Like, the standard is raising for kickers, and I need you to not.
Yeah, essentially. That's
really it.
Yep, that's basically about it. But yeah, SMU Baylor was a great game. Unfortunately, the guy missed, the one kick that he couldn't miss, and if I remember correctly, it wasn't even a long kick.
It was not. A long kick.
It was 30
something, 30 something.
Yeah, it was 30 something. I believe it was 30 something. So, and he missed
23 yards. No.
He missed so I think he missed 2 field goals.
Yards. He missed a 57 yarder, and then he also missed
the 57 yarder would have won the game.
Yes, he missed a 57 yarder, and then he missed
another one in the second overtime, which was,
it's not saying. I don't know why it's not saying.
I don't know, but I know he missed the second one. So,
good times.
But yeah, Kevin, listen, so I understand that there's no moral victories, right, in sports. There's not. But this is a game for me, again, as a non-SMU fan. I was happy for SMU because there was so many, like, will they drop off? Will they drop off? Will they drop off? Mm-hmm. Baylor's going to be a good team, right? Baylor lost last week in a game that they easily could have won. Baylor's going to be a good team. This win to me showed me that, yes, you still have some things to work on, as does every team in week 2, but this is a team that can contend again, which you predicted. Evan Jennings threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions, and that's unfortunately really what lost in the game. Mm-hmm. You have a running back that I've never heard of before today named TJ Harden. He had 31 carries for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He was a transfer.
I think, yeah, because I don't think he was.
Came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Off the top of my head, but he is a transfer.
If he listen, I tell you this: if he keep balling like this, I will find out who he is. You had
I'm gonna know.
Yeah. It's very, very soon. You had a wide receiver, Romeo Brinson, 4 catches for 126 yards and 2. Like, you have playmakers, you have the quarterback. It's a tough win, but like Sawyer Robertson, who's Baylor's quarterback, threw for 429 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
came from UCLA.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then he also led the team in rushing, 52 yards. First of all, this kid is putting the team on his back. He threw the ball 80 times.
Kevin did?
No. Sawyer Robertson, Baylor's quarterback.
Oh, I was like, who? Oh, we
That
moved
is
over to Baylor.
sick.
Sorry.
That is sick. I was just
No,
saying, like,
literally.
you like, it was a great quarterback battle. He threw the ball 53, like 429 yards, 4 touchdowns. No, and he threw the ball 80 times and didn't throw an interception. Like, this is
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Sawyer Robertson's an NFL quarterback. I don't know how he's gonna get drafted, but like, it's a game that you hate to lose, especially because, like you said, you were up. But for me, outside looking in, it is a game that I was like, okay. I wasn't down on SMU, but you never know that second year. If they're playing like this, they will beat many teams. They just ran into a good team, and it's just, it happens sometimes.
And we had, to me, I'm like, this is kind of like similar to how we lost the ACC championship. Like, it was like series of unfortunate events and bad playing in the first half. So, but like mostly series of unfortunate events. So it's kind of like, it's not like we were out there stinking it up. You know, we just had two very unfortunate situations with the missing of the field goals and the interceptions. But I was not completely disappointed in how we played, which is good because SMU football has been a disappointment way longer than I've been proud of them. So.
Yes, this is true. Speaking of stinking it up, don't you love when you just throw me a lob to move on? Iowa played football, and they told me, and I told myself that Iowa may have a quarterback because I looked at what he did at the lower level, and I said, like, Iowa, they can't Iowa him. They can't ruin him. He's gonna be the best quarterback that they've had in a while. I picked Iowa. I did not pick them to make the playoffs. I think I gave them 7 wins. Like, I wasn't saying that they were gonna be a great team, but I'm like, they can't mess this up. They can't Iowa this guy. And what did they do? They Iowa'd him. He was 13 of 24 for 82 yards, an interception, and took 3 sacks. And then he had 13 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. He was bad for the second week in a row. Iowa still almost won the game because that's what Iowa does, but they lose to Iowa State for the second year in a row, for the third time in 4 years. And the reason why this is on here is because Iowa State under their coach, has flipped both of their rivalries. They've beaten Kansas State 4 years in a row, I believe it is. And then, like I just mentioned, they beat Iowa State 3 times in 4 years. These are rivalries that they, like, I believe it was one of them, Iowa or Kansas State, I don't remember which one, they lost like 10 years in a row. So like, they have flipped it. They are a team that looks like they're going to contend for the Big 12 with Utah, like they and Baylor, in my opinion, I would say Baylor, Utah, and Iowa State look like the 3 best teams in the Big 12. It's 2 weeks in, although 3 for Iowa State. Iowa State's already 3-0 because they played in Ireland. But shout out to Iowa State getting that back-to-back win over your rival. And a little special thing for them, he's going to get this, of course. Iowa's head coach is 1 win away from having the most wins at one school in the Big Ten all time.
Oh, wow.
And so it is nice, like, he's going to get it. They're going to win at least another game, probably more than that. But it is nice to stop your rival from getting that. Like, you don't want him to get that win on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's another fun little thing about this game. That was an interesting game to watch. And for the second year in a row, I'm going to steal your thunder here. Fun fact, for the second year in a row, Iowa State has won this game on a 54-yard field goal. Specifically 54 yards. So,
period. I love that for them.
Yes. Next game.
Period.
Georgia, Austin P. I just have...
What the hell is Austin P?
Texas, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Is it not?
I had never heard of it before I looked at the thing.
I'm willing to be wrong, but it just seems like Texas.
It's in
Louisiana. Oh, okay.
It's in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Interesting. Okay, well, one of the T states.
Well,
It
there's a
was
very
close.
large difference between Texas and Tennessee.
Well, hey,
Anyways,
I was
them red
close.
people played the people in Tennessee.
Yes. And the only thing that I have to say about this, and I largely only brought this up because Georgia fans are unhappy, which love every second of that. We have been talking about for years, and especially like if you like really, really like are into football and you're like, who the hell is this guy? Georgia hired Mike Bobo. And Bobo is a great last name for him because he's an idiot. They hired him to be the offensive coordinator after Todd Monken left. Todd Monken is the guy who took the all white All Stars, and led them to two national champions. Right? He made people believe that that walk on quarterback whose name I've already forgotten, and I don't mean to disrespect him, but like that's how he's stuck in my brain. It's that he didn't led them to back-to-back national championships. Turned Brock Bowers, who is a absolute stud, into a first-round pick, turned Lad McConkey into an NFL player, like that guy, and then immediately went to the NFL and got Lamar Jackson a second MVP. Like they lost that guy, and then they hired Mike Bobo. And you can see the difference. Georgia fans are unhappy, and the fact that they only scored 28 points against the team that we didn't know was in Tennessee. They also barely ran for like none of their running backs looked that great. The quarterback
rushing yards total.
Yeah. Like the quarterback looked okay, but it was also a bad team. And there is nerves because they play Tennessee next week. And the offense is not great. The defense is the defense, but it's not as it's always going to be a Georgia defense, but it is not as good as it has been. That is natural. That happens, right? It is hard to keep that level of defense, but there's a lot of concern about the offense. And I would just like to say I'm going to be very wrong about some of my playoff picks, including picking Alabama to be in there, but I may not be wrong about Georgia missing the playoffs, because if this team shows up, they're going to lose a couple of games.
That's what I was saying.
So,
I was like, I said that 4 teams are going to make it from the SEC, but I'm like, if there's one that's not, it's probably going to be Georgia.
Yeah, and Alabama is not looking like. Actually, you know what? Maybe this early loss for Bama is what gets them into the playoffs. Maybe I will end up being right. You know, who knows? It's too early to say. But hey, don't say that. That is my favorite quote. I say that all the time, and nobody knows where it's come from. Like he said, if I'm right, I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, I'm right, because I could have been right. It's like, what? Hold on, say that again. I said, if I'm right, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, I'm right, because I could have been wrong. Next game, Clemson, Troy. Clemson, 2-pack of ass. Troy, unfortunately, my boy, you got hit with that Achilles heel. You did. They, you know.
That's crazy.
You gonna act like you're not gonna give me
crazy. Because why is it?
Hold on. Because 1 pack wasn't enough. That was 2 packs of ass.
Wow.
It was, it was 2 packs. So Clemson struggles to survive against Troy. Troy was up 16-0 against Clemson.
Zip.
Clemson found a way back, unfortunately, as these teams seem to do, right? It's hard to take the best teams down when you're a Troy or whatever, but it is not a good sign that you could go down 16-0 for most of the game against Troy when people... Right, when people had you as a national title contender. I love when Dabo sucks. This is beautiful, perfect. Like, I can't wait until Clemson actually loses another game so we just don't have to talk about them anymore. But it was just fun to like, okay, yes, we can say they lost to LSU. That's fine. That makes sense. That happens. But then to immediately follow that up with Troy, although albeit a win, but with Troy, less than ideal.
Yeah. Y'all know I'm rooting for Clemson's downfall at all times. So I was hoping that they lost. At the end of the day, when you are a program that has a winning culture, you do know how to win games. But albeit win ugly, but they know how to win games. So love that for them. Hopefully, like you said, they'll lose again, and then my hands will be washed. But also at the same time,
yes, maybe
the football fan in me wants revenge, and I'm very ready to play them in a couple weeks and hopefully kick their ass.
Yeah, well, I think the team that y'all like, if y'all show up like y'all just did, and they show up like they have the last 2 games, y'all are winning that game. Like I will stand here and say it right now.
We are going to kick their ass. Like
So
we're gonna kick their ass.
Kevin Jennings is about to go. Kevin Jennings is about to go crazy. Speaking of
like,
ass
we love a
kick,
good revenge game.
No, yes, we do.
That's all. We love a good revenge game. That's all. Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of ass kicking, DJ, do you know who got their ass kicked last night? The University of Florida. The University of Florida. That is who got their ass kicked last night by USF.
I know.
The university in Southern Florida that is not actually in Southern Florida.
I know.
We won't talk about geography today. There's
no need. And especially not with Florida. You know, Florida, they don't know their asshole from their mouth. They are not, those people down there, those are not smart people. I'm very sorry to say. So, you know, anyway.
And those people believe in the University of Florida. So, you know, I would just say this, because I don't care to talk about Florida. I mean, they're just not relevant, right? It's just like they haven't been relevant in a long time. The only thing that matters is who's going to be their next. Yeah, the only thing that matters is who's going to be their next head coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it going to be James Franklin? Is it going to be Lane Kiffin? Is it going to be the defensive coordinator at Georgia?
Yeah, very that. Yeah.
But I will say, USF now has the inside track to make the playoffs as the G5 team. USF has beaten 2 ranked teams. They beat Boise State week 1. They beat Florida week 2. They play Miami next week. I don't think they beat Miami, but if they beat Miami, like, that's 3 ranked wins in their first 3 games. Like, we gotta throw them some respect. Like,
no, I was looking at, because whenever we talk about the games, just so y'all know, I don't remember stats off the top of my head. I have the game like pulled up, the ESPN thing, and I was looking, and you were like, oh yeah, like South Florida has beaten this team and that team, and I'm like, no, their record is 1-2. Child, I'm looking at the matchup from September 17th, 2022. So let's pull up the matchup from yesterday. Let's do that. Okay, South Florida is 2-0. I was like, Florida won. What is he talking about? No, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Word to Taylor Swift. Okay.
Hi. I'm the problem.
Oh, you know what?
Okay,
that
so,
is news. Wait, we already talked about that. Never mind. I was going to say, that is news that, you know, they're going to have a sham of a wedding. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not a Swiftie, and I'm not a believer in that relationship. But, you know, love that for them, I guess.
I am a believer.
Kelce got punched in the face the other day. Oh, love it.
I am a believer in Midwestern values, which makes me a believer in that relationship.
Okay, so anyways,
that's it.
South Florida is doing things, and nobody gives a shit about Florida anymore. Moving on to other things that I don't give a shit about. Well.
One last thing to say.
Sorry, go ahead.
One last thing to say about Florida. You probably should be disciplined. Just, you know, maybe we would find that helpful. And the University of Florida won national championships off of allowing people to sexually assault and shoot people. So they've never been disciplined. But
correct.
You've had back-to-back coaches now who have lost big games that has led to them being fired because they can't control their team and get stupid penalties. One of them being when the player took off someone's shoe and threw it, and this one being when you spit on someone and gave them an extra 15 yards that directly contributed to their game-winning field goal. So Florida, when you're going, I know you don't believe in rules, DJ. If I knew. You'd be the first. You'd be the first person I would tell if I knew why these niggas kept spitting on each other.
Why are we spitting on each other? Like, I am so thrown because obviously, as a Cowboys fan, I watched the season opener. No, this is not an NFL podcast, but I'm like, the game has been on for 8 seconds. Someone has already gotten carted off the field, and now niggas is spitting on each other and getting suspended. Like, what is going on? What's going on?
That's real football there, baby.
Yes, and honestly, Dak Prescott is better than me because we're gonna have to take these helmets off and scrap if you spitting on niggas. Like, what is wrong with you?
You know what? That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing here?
He has so much more composure than I could ever have in my life. Like, the spit hit your body, and your initial reaction was not to punch him in the eye. Like, that's crazy. To look over the official and be like, Hello.
Did you see that?
Like,
I'm not looking at nothing.
that's
Mink,
a level
mink,
of self-control I'll never have.
mink.
That's a level of
Yeah,
self-control
I'm,
I could only have in my dreams.
I am turning into Mike Tyson. Like, what are we talking about?
The game is over. Fuck a weather delay. It's about to be an ass whooping delay. Like the game is over. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah, like don't play with me.
Oh my God.
So
but anyways.
Next game, Arizona State, Mississippi State. Only reason I brought this up is Mississippi State is one of the worst teams in the SEC. Arizona State was supposed to be one of the best teams in the Big 12, and they lost a game that they should not have lost. That is unfortunate for them. That ultimately means nothing for them because it is an out-of-conference game, and if they win the Big 12, they can still make the playoffs. But it is still interesting, and the important thing to note, the real reason this is on here, I just let me help you. To the hypothetical coach at any level that listens to this podcast. If you do not have the players, and let's be real, most of you don't. If you don't have the players, don't run man coverage on the last play of the game. It ends up being bad for you. And this is how they lost the game. They go up 20-17 with less than a minute left, and then they decide to run a blitz and man coverage, and all you see is a baby fresh out the room, stark naked. That's how naked he was running across that field. There have been, listen, he was so naked running around, he was so naked running across the field. There is someone who was inspired to become a streaker. He said, I want to do that. That's how naked I want to be on this field. Please.
Thank you so much. Okay, and now
for the love of all things holy, for the love of all things holy, stop running man coverage with less than 30 seconds left in the game. If you don't got the team for it, and honestly, even if you have the team, you shouldn't do it because you can fall, you can trip, you can stumble.
Yeah.
Like put something back there. And if you're going to run man, which again, don't do it. Run cover 2 man. Cover 2 man. Yeah. So you have help. Like don't not give him help. The dude was butterball naked. Won the game. That's less than ideal.
Speaking of Arizona State, Cam Scatteraboo played his first minutes for the New York Giants today.
And tried to get 7 concussions.
Concussion. Exactly. I said he will, if he does not already, there will be a concussion in his future.
Yes. Please stop playing like that.
What in the hell? I don't recall him playing so head first when he was in Arizona. Now, mind you, only watched.
Well, I think he's slower in the NFL because everyone's faster. So he's not like I don't know, dog. I don't know.
Him going so head first. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he liked contact, but he was. Like just
he literally
putting the head down.
I was like, okay.
My brother in Christ.
Like you could tell he's gotten a little buff and a little leaner.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you have strength because he obviously does not have the size. I mean, he's undersized, but or height really, not size.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, like he's gonna hurt himself. Like I'm not even trying to manifest that, but I'm like, my God, you're gonna have a neck injury or something if you keep on running into those sorts of. No pun intended. But anyway.
Yeah, seriously, please don't do that anymore.
I personally was not expecting Arizona State to be worth anything once Cam left anyway. So this is not shocking to me that they lost to Mississippi State. Like this is not shocking. Sam Leavitt stunk it up out there. So
not great for the draft stock. The opposite of stinking, though, Michigan State, Boston College. Listen, if you, and I know a lot of people aren't, and I am, but I don't really have the time to do this. Mm-hmm. If you're someone who likes to go back and watch games, and it's specifically if you have YouTube TV and you did not see this game, you should. This game ended 42-40 Michigan State and 2 overtimes.
We love a double.
Nobody expected this game to be a blowout. Like I thought that, like I mentioned this game last week. I thought this was going to be a good game. I thought it was 2 evenly matched teams. This is a huge win for Michigan State. It's not a win for Boston College, but also when's the last time Boston College has put up 40 points? Boston College has found their quarterback, and I think the best thing about them finding their quarterback is like everyone's like dogging them because Tommy Castellanos went to Florida State and looks really good. And it's like, hey, 2 things can be true. Tommy was never a bad quarterback per se, but he wasn't a good quarterback for the system that they run. He went to Florida State with Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn, if you are a college football historian, was Cam Newton's coach.
Coach.
He likes that player. Obviously, Tommy's not Cam Newton, but he likes that player. He likes a running quarterback.
That style. Yeah.
Bill O'Brien does not. He's an NFL guy. So I love that they had this showing because, it at least the smart people, it should stop people from saying they made a mistake. It's no, like maybe this does not always happen in sports, but maybe both teams are going to be happy. And I know that they lost, but like maybe both teams are going to be happy with this decision because Tommy gets to play in a system fit for him and play at Florida State. And Boston College has, I can't think of his name right now, but he's the second quarterback from Alabama, which is going to be my favorite thing. Yes, thank you, Dylan Lonergan, which is going to be my favorite thing in the world because Eli Holstein is already really good, and he's at Pitt. Mm-hmm. If Dylan Lonergan and Eli Holstein are, and then Julian Sand doesn't really count because Nick Saban retired, so I'll just leave those two. If Dylan Lonergan and Eli Holstein are better than the last two quarterbacks that Alabama has put out, and both of them transferred because they wouldn't let them start,
you already know what's going on.
That would be such a fitting way for the Alabama dynasty to end, and that you let two good quarterbacks walk to play respectfully a running back and Ty Simpson. So
my goodness. Yeah, Lonergan went 45, 390 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, he had himself a game. Even though they lost.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm glad that you said that because this is the second stat line I've seen that said 80 passes. And so I think the thing that I'm looking at is wrong. So I will not be giving any more stats.
Who said 80 passes?
And we'll just leave it at that.
I don't see 80 passes.
I'm on Game on Paper. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm on Game on Paper, and I think it's normally good. I think it's bad today. So, but could you say that stat for me one more time?
Oh shit. He went 34 for 45, 390 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Tommy Castellano is not doing that. Now, Tommy will get you 120 rushing yards, and we don't have to compare apples and oranges. But happy for BC, happy for Michigan State, happy for Aiden Childs, and just happy to have a good football game, especially when it's a game that, like, if you're not really into it or you really don't know the teams or you're a casual fan, whatever, like, there's not a lot of reason for you to watch Boston College, Michigan State, and it turned to be one of the best games of the day.
Yes. And don't you love that? I'm a big fan of that. Like, yeah, okay, we could watch the top-ranked matchups and things like that because those are probably going to be good too. But college football is still a game of grit, and anybody who shows up is and has the potential to give you a good game. Like, I feel like in the NFL, you're like, you know which games you can ignore. Like, we don't need to do this. Like, there's only probably about, I don't know, at this point, maybe 12 teams that are actually worth watching. But with college football, it really, no matter who you turn on, you will be entertained. And speaking of entertained, I was not entertained by the next game. Actually, I didn't watch it, and I'm going to say I didn't watch it because I don't watch cheaters. So you can talk about them niggas if you would like.
One thing to say, two things to say. But before I say this, I just have to say, I am not making fun of an 18-year-old kid. I'm making fun of Michigan. The 18-year-old kid is an 18-year-old kid. Let's remember that. Did he make a mistake by going to Michigan? Yes, but 18-year-olds make mistakes all the time.
He did.
He had a bad game.
Michigan is making a mistake at this point.
Yes.
Sorry.
He had a bad game. But
that's an understatement.
But he's an 18-year-old kid. And this is going to go perfectly. Actually, let me save this because it's going to segue perfectly into your point. Michigan looked shitty. Everyone told me that they were going to have one of the best defenses in the country. I didn't see that. This game should have been a bigger blowout if Oklahoma got out of their way a little bit, and I'm happy that Michigan lost. Michigan did not look impressive at all. Their wide receivers were not open. Their offensive line looked like cheeks. Their quarterback looked like a freshman, which shockingly he is a freshman, and their defense could not tackle. The defense that's supposed to be one of the best defenses in the country could not tackle, was not impressive. Oklahoma, in my opinion, was not overly impressive either. Like, you're going to hear people say, Oklahoma beat Michigan. Oklahoma's going to make the playoffs. I don't see that.
No.
But they played better than Michigan. And to end this point and segue into your 2-minute drill, can we please stop overhyping kids just in general? Like, can we just like be realistic and have like a real football conversation? Yes, he looked good in his first game against nobody. Literally after that game, people were talking about he's going to be the greatest freshman quarterback we've ever seen. He's so good. He's so talented. He's so blah, 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 all this other kind of stuff. And now, of course, the pendulum swings to him being ass. And it's like, no. He's 18, starting at a major college football program, and he traveled to another good team with a good defense for the first time ever.
In his career, yeah.
And his team didn't help him, right? His wide receivers, they were covered. His wide receivers had on more clothes than you do in a blizzard. Like they were covered, covered up.
So dramatic today.
Listen,
so
I will pass this over to you and the overhyping quarterbacks. But like, I think the kid's going to be good. I think he's going to be really good next year when he leaves Michigan and goes to LSU. He went to Michigan this year for the money. I'm not mad at that. Hey, do your thing. You wanted to play, get your money, go to LSU next year. He's not staying at Michigan when they go 7-5. But like, also, and the kid does have some things he needs to work on. Like he was doing a little prima donna stuff on the sidelines. That's not ideal. But again, he's 18. He has some maturity things to do. He was like he made a mistake because literally all 10 other players on the team did something else. And then he started yelling at the running back and like pushing and shoving him on the sidelines and just some like,
at 18?
some prima donna yelling like,
you smell like Similac? Are you pushing niggas?
Hey,
that's crazy.
Yes. So that is not ideal. He has some things to work on, but again, he's a child. This is also why you don't typically put 18-year-olds, right? And I don't even say that as a negative to him. He was under a lot of pressure and stress. It happens. He'll learn from it. Whatever. I can't wait till he's no longer at Michigan because I would like to like the guy. I just can't do it at Michigan. He is a talented quarterback, but please stop overhyping him. And drumroll, please stop overhyping who, DJ?
Arch Manning.
Please,
it's making me sad. But here's the thing, because we've been speaking about this. We've spoken about this more than once. Like it's just one of those things where I feel bad for him. Like I just feel bad for him because he even had said at some point in the press, because they're always talking to the child. That he basically was just sort of like, I don't feel any pressure. Like this and this. Like, we all have to get out there and win. Whatever he was saying, and I feel him on that. But like, you're Arch Manning, so there is a lot of pressure actually. But just from the first game, like the way that they were talking about him, I was like, oh my God, this poor child. And then of course he didn't play like amazing. He didn't stink it up, but he didn't play like this amazing generational guy that they thought he was going to be, as he shouldn't. He was at the freaking, what is it called? The shoe. Like, it's hard to play well as the opposing quarterback in the shoe in general, but okay, let's be dramatic because it's Arch Manning. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. I was just kind of like, I just felt really bad. I just feel so bad because it's like he's going out there, he's trying to make a name for himself. He already has a different style of quarterbacking than his uncles, which we've already known. And so for them to continue to make the comparisons, and now because Texas lost, they're like, oh my God, Arch, he's actually not that good. This, and this. And then, of course, I'm on the side of the internet that, of course, the North remembers how Shedeur Sanders was treated and how Shedeur Sanders was spoken about versus how Arch is being spoken about and the market differences in that. So, it's just... the discourse is deafening.
Yes.
That's all.
I would just like to say, don't make me feel bad for a spoiled, rich white kid from the South. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that.
That's the other thing, too. I don't want to feel bad for him, but I'm like, they're already doing the most. Like, even the announcers, that was the only thing they talked about for the whole game. It was the whole game. I was thinking, okay, maybe the first half, okay, first quarter, whatever, y'all chit chat about it. It was the whole game. One of them was over there damn reminiscing, talking about I used to call Eli's games when he was and I
like, brother, get out of here
for the blah blah blah, and now look at us, it's Arch Manning. Shut up. I mean,
please,
like, I get it. Like,
please.
It's cool.
My brother in Christ.
Football dynasty. Like, I get it. It's cool. It's amazing. There's not going to be a whole lot of football dynasties. We get it. But, Jesus, let the kid breathe.
Yes. I would just say that Arch has not impressed me in 2 weeks. But here's the thing. I was not expecting to be impressed. Because
Exactly.
I read the
It's his
tea
first year as a
leaves.
starter.
I seen the things. It's his first year. I get the last name, but let the kid fucking play.
Let the
Okay.
game develop. Shit. Let the game develop. Because the other thing too is whether he's a first year starter or not. Football. Actually, Tom Brady said this today during the DC New York game. He was like, football is different from like basketball or baseball where you have 82 games, 160 some odd games. Like you can develop as you're playing the actual game. When it comes to football, you get better in practice and you get better from that more so than from the games. And so there's just a level of like development that has to occur towards the beginning of the season, and then you'll see the fruits of that later on. And that's basically what he was getting at, because there were some issues with the offense on both sides. And I'm like, yeah, that's also the case on the college level. They only play 12 games.
Yeah.
And the first game of the season was in the shoe against the reigning national champion.
And
What?
unlike the NFL, and unlike the NFL, you don't get preseason games, and you don't get to scrimmage other teams.
Exactly. It's just you
So
and your colleagues. So there's also just like a learning curve or I guess like a developmental time period that I feel like is not being acknowledged because he's Arch Manning, and that's also unfair because like he's still a first year starter no matter what his goddamn last name is. So I don't know. And I think it's also just like it kind of works against him that he played for a short period of time last year, and it seemed like he was so much better at the time than Quinn because Quinn was not playing well, that now there's like this warped idea of like who Arch Manning is, and truthfully we don't really know. Like we don't really know. We saw him play a little bit to get Texas out of a hole, but he hasn't been the guy yet. So I don't know, but I don't think he's going to be like generational, but I also don't think he's
right.
doo-doo,
And that's essentially what we've said all summer. And I just think, like, I won't go on this rant today because whatever, and no one's going to listen to us. It doesn't change anything. But I do wish that sometimes there was a way to hold the media accountable because they do it to me, right? I don't hate Arch, but there are other players that I've like gotten to borderline hating because of the media. And also there are just like some not smart fans in general. There are also some really bad fans, some mean people, etc. You are legitimately turning people against him to where he is getting treated a certain way, but it's only off of your expectations. It's only off of the way that you talked about him. And so now they're doing a gotcha at him, but the gotcha is really at the media, but he has to deal with the fallout of that. Just like I mentioned Dylan Raiola, just like Bryce Underwood is going to have to just like, please let the kids play. Like, it's fun to talk in the off season. Yes. But like, especially can we talk after we've seen them play? Like, it's just,
that would be great.
Whatever.
And can we be like actually genuine about it? Like, because all the conversation is, say it with us friends, disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
Like, all of it is disingenuous. Like, I don't think and what's sad, if I'm being honest with you, and I feel the same way about like Shador and like some other guys, like the discourse will actually never not be disingenuous. Even if he makes it, if and when he makes it to the NFL, it will never not be that.
And some of that comes with the name, and some of that you just sort of deal with when you were born rich, third generation. Like there are some things that it's just like, hey, my brother in Christ, like you're rich, right? Like some of it you just have to take. Like we can't do the whole sensitive athlete thing, whatever. But like let him deal with the things that he can control. Let him play 5 or 6 games and then say he's good, he's bad, he's ass, he's blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let him play 2 games and have to deal with a bunch of nonsense because some grown adults who know not a single fuck about football said that he was Jesus Christ incarnate.
Yeah, it's something. We'll see. But I'm saying like the conversation around him will always either if he does turn out to be good, they're going to act like he's the best quarterback they've ever seen in their lives. And if he does flame out or is more on the mediocre side, they're going to say it, but they're not going to say it as aggressively as they would say it about like someone else, Yes, exactly. So anyways, speaking of someone else, actually, this is not, no. Speaking of, I don't know. I don't have a good segue. Sorry. I thought I had one. I didn't have it.
Well, here's the thing. We want to watch Arch Manning play before we judge. We also want to watch other people play. You want to watch other people play, and we are going to tell you who to watch. This is our screenplay. This is the first screenplay ever.
You are using that amygdala. That's what
Hey,
I'm talking about.
you feel me? This is a screenplay. We are going to give you one game to watch in every single window. We will sometimes give you weekday games, but I will not give you a weekday game if I don't think there's a good weekday game, and I don't think there's a good weekday game this coming week, so we won't give you one.
No.
We will give you a game to watch. And if the game's either because it's going to be a great game, because it's an interesting storyline, because there's drama, there's beef, there's whatever, it doesn't matter. We are going to give you a game to watch. This is our screenplay segment.
Period.
Saturday.
We need like a horn.
We can find one, first of all. We can upload some media. You know what I'm saying?
Screaming at we can upload some media. Anyways, all of these games are Saturday games because, again, we already said the weekday games. I thought it was going to be done, and whatever. All these games are the Saturday games because the weeknight games are, take your wife out, walk your dog, do something other than that. Or your husband, whoever. Yes. Don't watch them.
Kids.
Or put them on in the background while you scroll through TikTok or cook your dinner. Saturday afternoon, Clemson and Georgia Tech. Very obviously because this game could have playoff implications later on in the season. And
also, please, I'm gonna do it, DJ. I'm calling my shot. Georgia Tech's gonna win.
Yeah.
And that means Clemson's gonna be that means Clemson's gonna be 1-2-3 games into the year, and that means they're probably gonna miss the playoffs.
And
so noon o'clock
on October 18th.
and then that's 3 losses.
The cherry on
beautiful.
Top. Really, really good day. Speaking of games that have playoff implications in the midday, which is what 2:30, 3, whatever time that is.
Between it's the midday is between 2:30 and 4:30.
4, yeah. Georgia, Tennessee, obviously 2 SEC schools, and also Georgia's not been looking great, so there's like real potential that they could lose this game.
Yeah, Bobo the Dodo might get them out the playoffs.
That would be funny. And then USF and Miami. Isn't this a rivalry? This is a rivalry. No?
I think it's a rivalry in the way that SMU Baylor's a rivalry and that they're Florida schools.
Gotcha. I really don't know. I don't know all the rivalries, so that was a genuine question. But
it's a Florida rivalry, just like all the Texas schools is technically a rivalry, but there are levels.
Yeah. Yes, USF Miami. Any thoughts on USF Miami?
No, I think Miami wins. It would just be amazing if USF won and was 3-0 against 3 ranked teams. Like truthfully, that would be the best resume in the country, and they wouldn't put them at number 1, but they should. And at that point, we're like that. Like we won't do it because we understand how rankings go and conferences and all these other kind of things. But if we were ranking based on truly on resume, they'd be the number 1 team in the country because they would have beaten 3 top 25 teams. Exactly. So I don't think they win, but I didn't think they'd beat Florida, and they did. So
period.
Watch it.
And then arguably the best game of the day, in my opinion. The evening slot, Texas A&M Notre Dame. You watch that because you're a football fan.
Yes, and also you watch that because if Notre Dame loses, they're going to start the season 0-2 and effectively be out of the playoff already.
Which is insane. The fact that playoff implications are happening so early.
Yes, and it doesn't happen for everyone, but Notre Dame, this is the price you pay for being a notoriously known criminal who won't join a conference. They put themselves in a way, like they put themselves on probation. They have to piss test every week, and if they fail the test, they go to jail, and they can't lose more than 2 games because they're not in the conference, so they can't win the conference, right? Like
there's no conference to win, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we did. So, who was it? Was it me who had Notre Dame missing the playoffs? I might have been right about that one.
Well, don't we love being right?
Oh my God.
And then our after dark slot. This Minnesota Cal, this game is on here because if you're up and you want to watch something. You don't need to watch this game. You could go to sleep. But if you're, I didn't say they'll all be good games. I said sometimes they just be things. Cal has a quarterback who looks spectacular. spectacular at 18. Like, he looks so good. He had 2 really good games. And if nothing else, he's just fun to watch. Like if absolutely nothing else, Cal should be fun to watch. Minnesota also has a good running game. They have a young quarterback who is trying to prove some things. And so there's a chance that this game could be high scoring. So if you're up and you don't have anything else to do, go watch JSK. And I'm gonna learn how to say his name, but y'all know I love, like, I respect people too much to say their names wrong.
It's JKS.
So
Jaren-
JKS, yes.
Jaren Cal Sagapolitelli. Oh my gosh,
yes,
the poor
yeah.
thing. Where is he from?
He's Samoan.
Hawaii. Okay, he's Hawaii.
Or
Yeah.
maybe not Samoan, but he's from one of those islands. Because they're not all
he's
Samoan.
down there
But
where
yeah,
the Netherlands
he's
is now.
Polynesian is the better way to say it.
But
He's from one of the Polynesian islands.
I was like, there is a term. Yes, I promise we're not trying to be culturally insensitive. Because every brown person from Hawaii is not Samoan. We do know that. But anyways, yeah.
Yes.
Watch the games. Turn your TVs on. Enjoy.
Yes.
SMU plays like Mrs. somebody nobody cares about this week, so we'll see how that goes. It's an away game, so
yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
And so
Play
to
this week.
Ohio.
Oh, good times.
Well, Ohio upset Rutgers? No.
Yeah, they did.
Ohio. Was it Rutgers?
I think because that was week 1, wasn't it?
No. So it doesn't
Or
matter.
week 0.
Ohio,
Whatever.
it does matter. We should be accurate. Ohio upset a Big Ten team. So they are still going to lose to Ohio State, but it makes this game slightly more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to respect for my alma mater, one of many. I do want to figure out who it was that they actually beat, because it was not Rutgers. Was it Wisconsin?
Nebraska? No, I don't know. It was Red School, obviously.
There's so many red schools in the Big Ten. Watch it not have been one of the red schools too. That'd be crazy. Because they're legitimately a million.
No, they didn't beat Rutgers.
No, Rutgers. Yeah, they. Oh my God, where is this at? Why am I not finding this? This is embarrassing. We were on a roll to end the show.
West Virginia yesterday.
Thank you. They beat my other alma mater. Darn.
If y'all don't know, Jordan has 18 alma maters because he will not stop going to college. Including right now, he is still in college. Love that for you. Love that for
Thanks.
you. She said with no love in her heart whatsoever. Speaking of love.
Who do you love? Last 2-minute report. We're going to get out of here. I will go first because you can end.
Because mine is short.
Yeah. Well, also, it's not even just so much that we can actually end this show on good news, which we rarely do.
Exactly.
Angel Reese says some things. I'm not going to tell you what she said because it doesn't matter. It was mildly immature, but it wasn't so bad that it really mattered. Basically, she just said the truth. She said, well, it's immature in the... It's immature in the sense that, like, you should know better than to say it in an interview, but she wasn't wrong. Basically, she just said, hey, the Chicago side fucking suck. We need better players, and I don't like to lose as a competitor. And it's true because the Chicago Sky... Well, okay, but I think I don't care. Because it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to say one way or other. It's really not that big of a deal. She got asked questions in an interview. She was honest in the interview. The Chicago Sky did not like her honesty. She apologized for it. That should have been the end of it. The Chicago Sky decided to suspend her for half of a game. Your thoughts? My thoughts are the Sky is dumb and you should be a better run organization because everyone talks shit about you. You literally got voted the worst organization in the athletic poll because you are
the worst. The literal worst. And the thing is, everybody can't be wrong. Every player that has left Chicago has not had anything positive to say about Chicago. The Chicago Sky have a generational list of high-level athletes that have walked away from them after their contracts. That's crazy. And I'm talking Elena Delle Donne, okay? I'm talking Candace Parker. I'm talking Kalia Copper. I'm talking Courtney Williams. People who are balling out of their minds at one point had a Chicago Sky jersey on and said, yeah, I don't need to do this any longer. I will be leaving. Come on. So my thoughts on this are, I have many, but the main thought that I have is that Angel Reese is not the first, nor will she be the last person who's a professional athlete to say, I don't like to lose. Asia Wilson was just in the press a couple weeks ago talking about how embarrassed the Aces should be because they lost by 53 points to the Minnesota Lynx. And she talks about it all the time. She speaks very directly about the attitudes and trying to win and what it takes and all those things. She speaks very directly about it. Actually, many stars of teams speak about the teams that they're on and wanting them to be better. Caitlin Clark even spoke about her own teammates on Bird's Eye View with Sue Bird. People talk about their own teammates all the time. And it's not like Angel sat there and said, everybody's trash and I'm better than them. She just said, hey, like, I want us to play better, which is not a ridiculous thing to want. That is a professional athlete who has not done a lot of losing in her life. Like, this is the most losing she's ever done. This team has lost 31 games. They have lost 31 games. That's a joke. And what the gag is, what's really sad is they're still not last place in the Dallas, because Dallas has lost 33. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is she didn't say anything that was crazy. So the reaction to it is obviously just because of people's unnecessary hatred for her. And that's really, really sad. And I hate that because I feel like she should be able to say something like that and that be like just another day in sports news. Like the reactions to that everyone was having was weird to me. And then it's like, if she's already addressed it with her teammates in the locker room and then she's addressing it publicly with the press, what is the reason to then go and retroactively be like, oh yeah, and we're going to suspend you for half a game too? Which brings me to my next point. Half of a game?
They're unfortunately, it's just, they're a poorly run franchise. That's the answer.
What are y'all going to do? Like put her in the middle when she's cold because she's been sitting there for an hour? Like that don't make no sense. At that point, just suspend her for the whole game because you want her to be injured. I'm sorry. Hot take. You want her to be injured. You want her to be injured if you're only suspending her for half a game. Yeah.
Ultimately, a waste, a poorly run franchise, and terrible. I can't wait till she leaves.
Well, that trade request is going to be the trade request heard around the world. Because the other thing, too, is I don't know if they're just underestimating the fact that, like, yeah, she said she wanted to stay in Chicago, but also at the end of the day, these other teams have a lot more to offer her. The Phoenix Mercury, I think they post her more than they post the rest of their players. Like, and Nate Tibbetts, as a coach, could do some very, very good things with Angel Reese. And Angel Reese would be able to go to the school of Alyssa Thomas. Please.
Listen.
Please. There are teams that would be happy to have Angel. The Aces would be happy to have her. The Lynx, Cheryl Reeve is plotting on her, I can tell. So all I'm saying is y'all need to stop playing because this is about to be the biggest year for free agency in the WNBA, period. So you need to watch your back because she is going back to Unrivaled. And y'all need to watch your backs because then that'll be, you talk, like I said, generational list of players that you have lost. Losing Angel Reese, because if you lose Angel, you're going to lose Milla as well. Straight up. So good luck, Chuck. Child, just a mess. Anyways, anything else on Angel Reese?
No.
Anyways, speaking of generational basketball players. Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The Naismith Hall of Fame induction ceremony happened this weekend. We have expressed our thoughts about this Hall of Fame on our show before. We're not the biggest fans, but at the end of the day, certain people make it in and you're very, very happy for them, even if certain people should not have made it in. But that's not the point. We're going to talk about the people who deserved it. So the 3 women basketball players that made it in this weekend were Sylvia Fowles, Sue Bird, and Maya Moore.
A class.
Oh my God. But I'm going to speak about Maya Moore specifically because Jordan actually did a campaign with her because she's a Jordan athlete. If you guys are unaware, she's a very, very big Michael Jordan fan. But she's a Jordan athlete. And so they did a recreation of the iconic Jordan photo. If you guys don't know, it's the photo where he's sitting there with all of his rings on his hand. They did a redo of that photo with Maya Moore, and she put on all 12 of her championship rings because she has more championships than Michael Jordan does. And she took the photo with both hands, and they made a commercial about it, and it was really cool. Literally one of the best people to have ever picked up a basketball. She has a winning record, like, period, like all through high school, college, and professional. Like, she's only lost like 27 times or something like that in her life. Like, it's crazy. So shout out to Maya Moore.
Love that. Love Maya Moore. Hate her husband. So on and so forth. And I think that's it for the show today.
Beef with Maya Moore's husband will be perpetual.
Hey, what Cardi B say? You beef with me, you beef forever.
Forever. A lot of people don't realize she actually made a song about that. Like, it's on her first mixtape. It's very catchy. It's very catchy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's the show. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. with more football, all things football, all things college football. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please, it is, we've said this before, but now it is true. It is here. It is football season. Please share with your friends, share with your family, share with your people, your work, coworkers, everybody. We would appreciate it. Give us a like, a 5-star review, all of that good stuff, and we will catch you next week.